Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. Today we discuss a model launched in 2016. In fact, in 2016, it replaced the long-running 5140. This is the Breguet Classique 7147BR. So the 7147 did not replace the 5147. It replaced the 5140. So this is an ultra-thin automatic, 40 millimeters in diameter, in rose gold, 6.5 millimeters thick, 47.8 lug-to-lug with a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Now the watch on my wrist was broad and flat. It's got a very distinctive look. If you're looking for an ultra-thin automatic, this is definitely that. Beautifully made. You can see that it sits under any cuff, no problem. Because of the design of Breguet lugs, it does wear a bit large for something that's really just under 48 millimeters lug-to-lug. I'm going to recommend you wear this on a 16 centimeter circumference wrist like mine or larger, but no issues with the cuff. Here's your over the top. Here's your down the barrel. One more time. The strap is substantial. Very large, symmetrical, rectangular scale alligator leather, always indicative of an expensive cut of the beast. It's a semi-gloss finish. It's sort of a reddish dark brown. You can see it's got a folded edge, a monotone stitch, calfskin on the bottom, Breguet factory strap in outstanding condition. The timepiece features calfskin lining on the underside of the strap. The buckle is designed to match the watch. Take a quick look here. You can see that the buckle is fixed to the strap using screws and bars, and the strap is fixed to the case using screws, bars, and just to be sure, set screws on the bottom. A very expensive way to fix a strap to a watch, but also a very secure one. And that's what you want on a valuable watch like this. No spring bars here. I've seen too many disasters. Breguet heads that threat off at the pass. The lugs are welded on, and that's really the only way to get the super sharp break between lug and case band. Welded on, put into slots, welded together with the gathered material from the weld removed by filing. Cold rolled case, hand finished in a jig. This is a hand finished case with the lugs and the cold rolling and the jig finishing. You might ask, what is this little notch? That is for the watchmaker's case knife when the watch is disassembled for service. Breguet logo on the crown. And you can see they even give you a little kerf on the underside to dig your nail in. Taking a look at the dial, a solid disc of gold. All the different cuts are applied before it is silvered, but you can see we have a combination of clou de Paris, we have a basket weave, we have a dental style cut on the outer circumference of the hour track, and then again in miniature around the small seconds. Fired steel hands, Breguet style, for the hours and minutes. We have the pantograph laid secret signature up at the top. Not really a secret today. Remember, counterfeiting was a problem even Breguet's day, so he would often make the signature a little bit more subtle than this to ward off those making counterfeit Breguets. Today, it's very difficult to make a counterfeit luxury watch with a hand-finished movement under a display case back, so it's not as necessary to beat the counterfeiters at their own game. That's more there for the fans than for actual anti-counterfeiting. Now, taking a look at the dial, you can see that one of the best details, these little gold cabochon outboard of the hours. It's easy to miss at first glance, but it's there. And then we have this concentric brushing for the hour track itself, and then this raised nameplate for Breguet with the number. Turning it all around, you could see 3987, 3987, and then the reference itself, 7147. A cut into the case back in a wave-like form, vogue. We have a barleycorn or a grand orge cut on the rotor, which is white gold. The base is a Piguet P71. Breguet's been using this 3/4 style rotor ultra-thin movement for decades, and for a good reason. It allows you to have a very thin watch that is all the same automatic winding. So the movement is exceptionally thin right here. Thinner than you'd expect, 2.4 millimeters. It's got a 3 hertz beat rate, a 45-hour power reserve, and you can see it pivots on 35 joules. It's adjusted in 6 positions, which is an uncompromising adjustment, one more than a standard chronometer, or what you'll see at Vacheron and Lange. Breguet has made updates. First of all, the quality of the decoration is executed by Breguet. We have this incredible engraving by hand. We have beveling that is mirrored. We have beveling within the jewel sinks as well. We have polished screw heads. We have Côte de Genève that are narrowly spaced, requiring many repetitions of the wheel. We have the cut on the rotor. You could see that locating pegs that locate bridges like the balance cock on the base plate, those have been polished on their top. There's engine turning on the base plate, and Breguet has added a free-sprung regulator so that 6-position adjustment can be exacting, precise, and then resilient against shock, as a mobile stud index can be moved by shock on the wrist, but a free-sprung regulator does not have that vulnerability. Now, there's also a silicone hairspring that makes the watch robustly anti-magnetic, which is not something inherent to the P71. That's a Breguet upgrade. And then look at that, they still use KIF shock protection. Also interesting is the use of shock protection on the escape wheel. That's uncommon. That might be there to make it easier to fit the escape wheel on the bridge, but what it also does is it prevents the smallest pinion in the drivetrain from being damaged by shock. And then all of this again with a 45-hour power reserve, beautifully decorated. A handmade watch, dial, case, and movement. It leaves little to be desired. If your wrist is the right size, game on. 30 meters water resistant, so don't swim with it, but in every other regard, this is a rose gold dream come true for dress watch collectors. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.